YouTube doesn't think you deserve to know when new videos get uploaded. Show them they're not the boss of you by smashing that bell icon, so you can be notified when your favorite content creators are begging for your attention. I'll say this much. If Aquaman is any indication about the direction the DCEU is heading in, I think it may be starting to figure itself out, but it's still got a lot of work to do. The best compliment I can give Aquaman is that you can tell the filmmakers were really trying. They had their heads screwed on straight, and they clearly worked really hard to make a good movie that would please fans of this character. Whether or not they succeeded, I think, is debatable, but at least their hearts were in the right place. The story is pretty simple, it's nothing you haven't seen before. Arthur Curry is the son of a human and an Atlantean queen. His half-brother sits on the throne of Atlantis and wants to wage war against the surface world because of paper-thin reasons. Arthur tries to stop him, he fails, so he has to go find a magic MacGuffin to prove that he's the rightful king. There's nothing terribly original here, you've seen this story a million times, but that doesn't have to count against the movie as long as they find a fresh take on it. Though, honestly, I don't really think they did. It's frankly derivative of any number of movies or books or stories you've seen before. You can see most of the plot points coming a mile away. But that being said, I wouldn't call the story bad, it's just not doing anything particularly new. And even though the story is basic, it is at least told well enough that I didn't feel like I wasted my time watching it. And it can be fun to watch. That's something the movie has going for it. It has fun with itself. It has fun with its premise. It knows it's a silly movie and it's not trying to deny that. There's a nice amount of humor in there, and for the most part, it works well. The action is very good. They really take advantage of the underwater setting and all the various creatures in that environment, and they do some pretty inventive things with it. And it's a very pretty looking movie on top of that. It's bright and vibrant, the colors are beautiful. Thankfully, they seem to be moving away from the oppressive darkness and desaturation of the Snyder movies, so they're having a lot of fun with the CG here in an effort to make the visuals really jump off the screen. However, I think they went a little overboard with it at times. It's a very CG-heavy movie, obviously, and a lot of the CG looks great, but other parts are less impressive, and then there are scenes where it just felt unnecessary. I don't mind you using a lot of visual effects to enhance the look of the movie as long as it's well done, but when you start CGing things that you could have easily shot practically and had them look a lot better, that's when you lose me. And unfortunately, there are several examples of that here. The acting ranges from solid to bland. Say what you will about Jason Momoa, yeah, he's kinda just playing himself, but he's a likable actor, he's charismatic enough that he makes it work for him, he's obviously having a ton of fun here, and he does fit the part well. The rest of the cast is hit and miss though. Nicole Kidman's part could have been played by anyone really. Willem Dafoe is a great actor, but he's just there to give exposition. Amber Heard as Mira can be good at times, but her part is kinda underwritten and she wasn't always able to sell some of the clunkier dialogue. Outside of Jason Momoa, I'd say the best is Patrick Wilson as King Orm. God bless him, he was really committing to what is, let's be honest, a pretty goofy part, and he pulls it off. And that's kind of a shame because for most of the movie, his character's motivations are barely there. He wants to wage war on the surface world because humans are polluting the oceans. Not that we ever see this, mind you, he just says that's what the reason is. And it's not until the last scene that you get the sense that there was ever anything more to this guy. So Patrick Wilson gives a good performance, I just wish the character had more meat on it. Overall, Aquaman isn't really trying to push the envelope in terms of storytelling, that's all kept pretty basic, but it takes the story it does have and executes it with a ton of visual flair and has a lot of fun doing it. The supporting cast isn't terribly fleshed out, but Jason Momoa and Patrick Wilson give great performances, and the action is very good even if the over-reliance on CGI does show at times. The DCEU may still be kind of a mess, but Aquaman feels like a step in the right direction. I walked into this movie feeling fairly optimistic about it, and I walked out thinking, yeah, that was alright. Let me know what you thought of Aquaman down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this review, please give it a thumbs up, share it around, subscribe, make sure you're still subscribed, smash that bell icon for notifications about new videos, and follow me on Twitter using the link in the description box so you'll always know whenever I upload new stuff. I talk movies, TV, comics, trailers, and more, so if you like what you see here, stay tuned, and I'll be back real soon with the next one. Until then, over. Out.